Hey everyone, my name is Gage Clow, and I'm a student of Global Health and Anthropology here at ASU, and I wanted to take a little bit of time today to talk about HIV treatment. So, before we start, I want to thank you guys for clicking on the video. This is very important to me, and it's also very important for everyone, so I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to listen about something that I really care about. So, yeah. It's going to be about a 5 to 7 minute conversation, and it's going to be about a 5 to 7 minute conversation, and we're all, and if at any point during the video you feel like you need to take a break, I totally understand. Yeah, no problem at all. So I just appreciate you guys for coming and listening to me to begin with. So I want to start off by saying there is no cure anywhere in the world for HIV, but there are fantastic treatments out there for people. However, in order to get the treatments, a person must get tested. That's why it's so important to get tested, know your status, so that you can have access to life-saving medications if needed. Something about HIV medicine that I want to mention is that you take it, or a person will take it for their entire life once they're diagnosed. It's not a cure, as I said earlier. There is no cure. So the medicine will be a forever thing. I do want to also say, though, that it also requires a lot of adherence to the drug. Antiretroviral therapy, the medicine that we use to fight HIV, requires that a person takes it very consistently for it to be effective. This is because HIV is a particularly invasive virus, and it has the ability to quickly mutate and change its form, so it can easily create drug resistances. And without these drugs, a person will progress to AIDS and die eventually from infections that they could avoid if they had these drugs. That's why it's so important to get tested, know your status, so you can have access to life-saving medicine if needed, because without this medicine, a person will die within 8 to 12 years. One thing that I also want to mention is that there are great tools out there or medicines out there for people who aren't HIV positive. So there's something called PrEP, which is pre-exposure prophylaxis, which is basically just a fancy way of saying, that it's medicine that protects us or a person before they actually contract HIV, and it protects their body from contracting it to begin with. There's also post-exposure prophylaxis, which is a great option for anyone who believes they've been exposed. It works in about a 48 to 72 hour window, and it definitely has a great rate of prevention if used properly. And a person can get this at any emergency room or clinic that specializes in HIV. And it basically it's only used for people who believe or know for sure that they've been exposed recently. Another great thing about treatment is that an HIV positive person who is on treatment and has their viral load suppressed, which is basically just a fancy way of saying that the virus within them is at a very weak point and a very low point, they actually have a very low rate of transmitting the virus themselves. This is what we call treatment as prevention, because anyone who's HIV positive will help prevent the spread of HIV by actually being on treatment. So it's a great tool for anyone who wants to still be sexually expressive and be themselves in after contracting HIV. That's why it's so important to get tested, know your status, so that you can access to life-saving drugs, because it protects not only you, or it protects not only a person, but everyone that they come in contact with and that they love. And that's really the best part about treatment itself, is that treatment is great, and it does save lives, and it can save both a person's life and everyone around them. So it's very important to get tested, know your status, so you can have access to life-saving medicine if needed, because this will save lives. Thank you so much for letting me speak today, and have a great day.